بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وأقيموا الصلاة وآتوا الزكاة وما تقدموا لأنفسكم من خير تجدوه عند الله إن الله بما تعملون بصير.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين. Dear brothers and sisters, in this session I am going to explain the rules of funeral prayer, Salat al-Mayyit or Namaz Mayyit. Of course, when you refer to the Risala or to the manual of Islamic laws written by grand religious authorities, they have used different terms, different words to refer to the funeral prayer. They have not used the word funeral prayer. Some have used the word Namaz Mayyit and some have used the Salat al-Mayyit. So all these words convey the same meaning. Inshallah, in this session, I will explain the rules of Namaz Mayyit or Salat al-Mayyit. A person who has completed the age of 6, it is necessary to offer the funeral prayer on his dead body. If a child is 6 years old and he dies due to an accident or due to a natural cause of death, then it's obligatory on all mu'mineen to offer the funeral prayer on his dead body. But if a child is less than 6 years old, he is, of course, a discerning child, he knows about prayers, then it is the recommended precaution is to offer the funeral prayer on his dead body also. Even if he is not a discerning child, but he is a grown-up child, of course, the prayer can be offered on his dead body with the intention of raja, with the intention of hope. Raja means hope. So, prayer is an obligatory part of the funeral ceremony. It is necessary to note that the prayer should be offered after the bathing or after the ghusl has been completed. It's not permissible nor is it sufficient to offer the prayers before the ghusl or before hunud, before kafan. If a dead body has not been shrouded and the hunud has not been applied to the dead body, of course, it will not be sufficient to offer the funeral prayers on the dead body. It is necessary to repeat the prayers. As I have mentioned in the previous sessions, it is not necessary for the person who offers the funeral prayer to be in the state of ritual purity, to be in the state of wudu or ghusl. Wudu and ghusl are recommended. Of course, wudu is recommended. But of course, if a man is in the state of janaba, he can still offer the salat al-mayyit or the funeral prayer on the dead body. But it is recommended that he perform the ghusl, and also if he is not in the state of wudu, it's recommended that he should perform the wudu. Like all other prayers, it is necessary that the prayers or the funeral prayer should be offered in the direction of Qibla. It cannot be offered in a different direction. It cannot be offered with deviation from the Qibla. So it should be offered in the direction of Qibla. The dead body should be placed in front of the person who offers prayers. Of course, if the prayer is frada and there's only a single person offering prayer, the person should stand. The dead body should be placed in front of the person. If the dead body is a man, the person who offers the prayers it is recommended that he should stand in front, right in front of the middle of the dead body, just like the bottom. The bottom is the middle point or the upper point in the middle part of the dead body. But if the dead body belongs to a woman, then it's recommended that the person who offers prayers should stand in front of the woman's chest. This is recommended. It's not obligatory. Of course, the dead body should be placed with its back on the ground, and the head of the dead body should be on the right side of the person who offers the prayers. And of course, if the dead body, if the funeral prayer is offered in jama'ah, in congregation, the dead body can be put or placed at a distance from the imam or from the prayer leader. There is no objection, no problem, or no harm if the dead body is placed at a distance or further away from the leader, from the imam, because there are people on both sides of the imam. So there is no problem if the dead body is placed a little bit away from the imam, and there is no objection in it. Of course, there can be no curtain, no barrier, nothing, no impediment between the imam and the dead body. The dead body should be seen by the imam, and there should not be any form of impediment, any form of barrier, or any curtain between him and the dead body. There is no doubt that he who offers the prayers should offer the prayer with the intention of qurbat, with the intention of complying God's order. It's an obligation. Every obligatory duty, every religious obligation should be offered and should be conducted, should be carried out with the intention of qurbat, with the intention of seeking divine pleasure, or with the intention of complying God's order. For example, if you are going to form your niyat, if you are going to form your intention, you could say this: for example, I am offering the funeral prayer, I am offering the salat or namaz for this dead person, because you should point, not with your finger, but if you just say, I am offering prayer for this dead person, the dead person who is in front of me, because there might be a dead person on the other side, or maybe there might be a dead body somewhere else in the same graveyard, in the same place. But you should mention in your niyat that, for example, I am offering namaz or salat for this dead person in compliance with the pleasure of Allah. Qurbatan ilallah. This is the niyat. Of course, you should mention that because there might be another dead body. If there is a dead body, then that has to be mentioned. If the dead body has made a niyat, of course the person who was alive, he made a niyat that a certain alim, a certain person should offer the funeral prayer on his body. Then it's recommended that the wali, that the guardian of the dead body, should act in compliance with the will. And of course, the person who has been stated or mentioned in the will that he should offer the prayer, the funeral prayer, he should, as a recommended precaution, seek permission from the guardian of the dead body. Even if, of course, the dead body has, before his death, he had allowed and he had stated in his will that he should offer a prayer on his dead body. But again, it's recommended that he should take permission from the guardian and from those who are considered to be the close relatives of the dead body. For example, the father, the son, or anyone, the paternal grandfather, these are considered to be the guardian. Now, let us assume that the funeral prayer has been offered once. We have seen sometimes that the funeral prayer is repeated. Someone offers a prayer on the dead body, and then another person comes and offers yet another prayer on the same dead body. Is it permissible to repeat the funeral prayer or namaz janazah on the same janazah, on the same dead body or not? The grand religious authorities have said that it is makruh, not forbidden, not haram. It is makruh to repeat a prayer on the dead body. But in case, if the dead body belongs to an alim, to a prominent religious man, to a religious scholar, to a respectable person, religious person, then it is not makruh. It is still permissible to repeat the prayer on his dead body. Once the namaz has been given and the procedures have been completed, then I should tell you that the question might arise in your mind that, okay, I as a father or as a brother want to offer a prayer on a dead body. There is no alim. For example, there is no cleric available, and we don't have access to an imam, for example, to a regular imam, or to someone who is known to be an imam, a prayer leader. Now, I want to offer the prayers. How am I going to offer the prayer? What are the conditions and what is the method of offering such a prayer? The answer is this, that the prayer which is offered on a dead body is very easy. It's very easy to learn. There are 5 takbirs. There are 5 takbirs or 5 Allahu Akbar in the prayer. And the prayer can be offered in 2 ways. One is the shortened form, the brief and shortened form, which is very easy to learn, very easy to memorize. But the other one is a lengthier prayer. Now I will read for you the prayers. I will tell you how to offer the prayers. As every other prayer, or like every other prayer, first of all, the niyat is important. But before the niyat, it is recommended to say 3 times as-salah, as-salah, as-salah. That is the recommended part of the prayer. And then you form the niyat. Now, if you are going to offer the prayer in congregation, it's better to invite other people, to call other people, because the greater the number of people attending the funeral prayer, the better it is. And if you yourself is going to lead the prayer or offer the prayer, the funeral prayer, then first of all, say as-salah, 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 that's 3 times, and then form the niyat. Make your intention clear that you are going to offer the prayer. Just as I said, I'm going to offer the namaz or namaz-i-mayyit or salat-al-mayyit or the funeral prayer for this person, with the intention or in compliance with God's order, or with the intention of seeking divine satisfaction, qurbatan ilallah. This is the niyyah. And of course, as I have mentioned in the previous programs, it's not always necessary to recite the niyyat, to mention the niyyat verbally, to move your tongue and recite the niyyat verbally. To pass it through your mind, it would be sufficient. Just to think of what you are going to do, and then pass a quick message to your brain that you are going to offer a certain prayer, that would be enough. That would suffice for the prayer and for the niyyat. For the niyyat, of course. Once you have formed the niyyat, then you have to say takbir. This is the first takbir. This is the first takbir, of course, because that is called takbiratul ihram, because that comes after the niyyat. This is the first takbir. Once you have said the first takbir, then you would say ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa anna muhammadan rasulullah. Then after saying this, you will have to say the second takbir. You will say Allahu Akbar. Now this is the second takbir. After the second takbir, you will say Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. And then you will say the third takbir, Allahu Akbar. And you will go to the next recital, next zikr. What would you say? You would say Allahumma ighfir lil mu'minina wal mu'minat. Allahumma ighfir lil mu'minina wal mu'minat. And you will say the fourth takbir. The fourth takbir. Now, what is the next zikr after the fourth takbir? You will say, if the dead body belongs to a male or to a man, you will say, Allahumma ighfir li hadha al-mayyit, li hadha al-mayyit. That is, if the dead body belongs to a male, to a man. But if it belongs to a woman, then you will say, Allahumma ighfir li hadhihi al-mayyita. Allahumma ighfir li hadhihi al-mayyita. And you will then, after this, you will recite the fifth takbir. This is the whole prayer. Once you have recited the fifth takbir, then the prayer is complete. You can move and you will pick up the dead body and will take action to bury the dead body. It is recommended that you take quick action for burying the dead body. The ceremony, the funeral ceremony, and all the necessary actions have to be taken quickly, especially in a hot weather, because a dead body is a respected entity. It must be respected, and the burial ceremony should take place very quickly. If a person dies at night, it is necessary that he should be buried at night. And the dead body and the burial should not be delayed, because the dead body might be decomposed. the dead body might start emitting liquid or blood, and the whole kafan, the shroud, will become ritually impure. So this is the shortened form of the namaz-e-mayyit or salat al-mayyit or the funeral prayer. What is the long form of the salat al-mayyit or namaz-e-janaza? I will tell you the same. Inshallah, I will explain the rules. The rules, of course, are the same. You will say as-salah, as-salah, as-salah 3 times. Then you will form your niyat, your intention. I'm offering prayers for this dead body with the intention of complying in compliance with God's pleasure. This is the niyyah. And you will not recite the niyyah, as I said, but you will just think of this meaning of this message and you will pass it to your mind. That is the niyyat. And then you will start offering. You will say takbir, and then you will start offering the longer form of the funeral prayer. I will recite it for you, and I will tell you how to offer it. Now, first of all, you will say takbir. That is the first takbir. And then, after you have said the first takbir, you will recite this zikr. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أرسله بالحق بشيرا ونذيرا بين يدي الساعة. This is the first zikr. And you will say the second takbir. After this zikr, you will say Allahu Akbar. Now you will go to recite the next zikr. What is the next zikr? You will say Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa barik ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad warham Muhammadan wa ali Muhammad كأفضل ما صليت وباركت وترحمت على إبراهيم وآل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد وصل على جميع الأنبياء والمرسلين والشهداء والصديقين وجميع عباد الله الصالحين. This is the zikr. And after this zikr, you will recite the third takbir. You will say Allahu Akbar. Now after the third takbir, you will recite this zikr. What is this? What is the zikr? You will say Allahumma ighfir lil mu'minina wal mu'minat wal muslimina wal muslimat al ahya'i minhum wal amwat tabi' baynana wa baynahum bil khayrat innaka mujibud da'awat innaka ala kulli shay'in qadir. This is the dhikr. After saying this zikr, you will go and say the fourth takbir. Now again here in this, after you recite the fourth takbir, you will have to consider whether the dead body belongs to a man or to a woman, whether the dead body is male or female. If the dead body is male, then you will recite this zikr. Allahumma inna hadha abduka wabnu abdik wabnu amatik nazala bika wa anta khayru manzulin bih. Allahumma inna la na'lamu minhu illa khayra wa anta a'lamu bihi minna. Allahumma in kana muhsinan fazid fi ihsanihi wa in kana musi'an فتجاوز عنه واغفر له اللهم اجعله عندك في أعلى عليين واخلف على أهله في الغابرين وارحمه برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. If the dead body is female, then you will recite this zikr. اللهم إن هذه أمتك وابنة عبدك وابنة أمتك نزلت بك وأنت خير منزول به اللهم إنا لا نعلم منها إلا خيرا وأنت أعلم بها منا اللهم إن كانت محسنة فزد في إحسانها وإن كانت مسيئة فتجاوز عنها واغفر لها اللهم اجعلها عندك في أعلى عليين واخلف على أهلها في الغابرين وارحمها برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. You will say the last takbir, and that is the fifth takbir, and the prayer is over. Now these are the shortened and the long form of, or the complete form of the prayers. You cannot memorize the long form of the prayer. It is not necessary to offer the long form of prayers. You can recite the shortened form of the prayer, and that will suffice. That will relieve you of the obligation, of the duty to offer the funeral prayers. Now, brothers and sisters, there are some recommended actions that is good to be followed and good to be taken into consideration when offering the namaz-e-mayyit or when saying the namaz-e-mayyit. What are those recommended actions? The first recommended action is that it is good and it's recommended that you be in the state of ritual purity. Be in the state of wuzu, or if you had been in the state of janaba, it's better that you perform ghusl and then offer the namaz-e-janaza or the funeral prayer. The next thing is that the dead body belongs to a man. It's better for the imam to stand right in front of the center of that dead body or at the bottom of the dead body, because the dead body will be put with its back on the ground, the head will be on the right side and the leg will be on the left side of the prayer leader. But if she is a woman, then it's recommended that the imam should stand in front of the woman's chest, as I mentioned earlier. Now, what is the next recommended action? I will further explain. The next recommended action is to pray barefooted, not with your shoes. Of course, if you offer the prayers with your shoes on, the prayer would still be valid. Now, as you may have seen, or if you might have been to the graveyards, people offer the prayers with their shoes on. There is no problem in it. And the Sunni people, the Shia, all do this, and there's no objection in doing so, but it's recommended to take off your shoes. And the next recommended action is that you have to raise your hands. Each time you recite takbir, it is better, it's recommended that you raise your hands up to your ears and then bring down your hair and put it on the sides. This is the next recommended action. And the other recommended action is that the distance between the person offering prayers and the dead body should be so short that when the wind blows, the dress of the person offering the prayers would touch the coffin. That is the next recommended. The nearer the dead body, the better it is. As I said, if there is a congregational prayer going on, it's better the dead body can still be further away. But there is no problem, it's a few steps away from the prayer leader. And it's better to offer the prayer in congregation. This is another recommended action. And it's better that the imam should recite the takbirs and supplications loudly, and others, so that others hear it. And also, if there is one person joining the namaz-mayyit, the congregational prayer, it's better that person should stand behind the prayer leader, not on the right side or on the left side. It's recommended that he should stand behind the prayer leader. And of course, it's recommended for the person who offers the prayers to pray for mu'mineen, for mu'minat as much as he can during the prayers, it's good. Because after he offers the prayers, he can say, Allahumma aghfir lil mu'mineen wal mu'minat wal muslimin wal muslimat, and then he can say, oh Allah, please forgive the mu'mineen, please, for the sake of the Imams, forgive this mu'min or any other mu'min, the parents, the grandparents, or the relatives who have died. It's recommended to offer for the mu'mineen in the graveyard. So it's better not to neglect this. The next recommended action is that before the commencement of the congregational prayers for the dead body, one should say as-salah. That is, I mentioned, of course, there is no doubt, every time you offer a prayer, it's good. It's Salat al-Ayat or Salat al-Mayyid, you can offer as-salah, as-salah, as-salah. It's recommended that the prayer be offered at a place where more people can gather, or where people frequent and go and come and there is rush. It's better to offer the prayers there. And if a woman wants to attend a prayer and she is in the state of haiz, it is better for the woman to stand separately behind every other people, every other woman, because she is in the state of haiz. She should not stand in the middle of the row, in the middle of the people who are offering prayers. She should go back and stand behind all other people. Now, these are some of the rules regarding Salat al-Mayyit. Inshallah, I will carry on the discussion, and the next session I will elaborate on the remaining rules of Mayyit. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
ربنا يا ربنا يا ربنا يا ربنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا يا ربنا ربنا يا ربنا يا ربنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا يا ربنا يا ربنا ربنا يا ربنا يا ربنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا يا ربنا ربنا يا ربنا يا ربنا